We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
From an early age, we race. It's part of who we are. It's in our DNA. For some, the need to keep pushing fuels our lives. At VP Racing, we pour everything we have into creating the industry's best products. For those who put it all on the line, whether it's the track or the trail or wherever you race, they say you can't win them all, but you can sure as hell try. VP Racing, win every race.
Dame una bomba de agua.
¿Tienes anticongelante?
Para tu auto o tu taller, en AutoZone estamos para ti. Con más de 100,000 números de parte disponibles y una gran variedad de productos. Con AutoZone.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
Hey Nick, can you hear me? Oh yeah. I might have to pay the rear sprocket. Wow, this is beautiful. It rides really good. Cross the road now. Copy that.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. we welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja California, where everyone is always welcome.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are here for the Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 Qualifier. I am Austin Fishfarner, joined once again by Nick Eisenhower, fellow 1450 person of interest.
Just a dude that knows a couple things about trucks.
Who found some suits at the DAV or whatever it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed our coverage earlier of the trophy truck specs. This is going to be our big boys here. We got the unlimited class now. We have them going out on the same course that we went out on earlier. Here's a look at the course, Nick. What did we think earlier? It was pretty fast, right?
Super fast, yeah. It's 4.2 miles of absolute speed, I'll tell you what. We did see only one little hiccup. Vincent Munoz did a kickflip. Sweet little kickflip back on tires and wheels that kept ripping. But yeah, it's definitely a very, very fast qualifying course. We saw some times just sub 5 minutes. Expected to see probably a bit quicker than that in the unlimited big fast trucks with all 4 wheels turning and doing the fun thing.
Yeah.
A couple little tight turns and twists here and there, but essentially this qualifying course looks wide open.
It does, and those VCPs are very important because we did see one penalty handed out earlier. We did see that Abdali Lopez got a position, one position taken away from him. He was our top qualifier earlier, but apparently he missed one of the VCPs there. You can see they are numbered, lettered as well, so those are very tight VCPs you have to hit. So he's now back in the second position, going to be starting behind Jason McNeil. Not too big of a difference, but he's now in the second position.
And that's and that's the thing too, like with spec truck racing, you're still starting behind a whole bunch of other trucks. So.
I was just going to say, it's not like you're first off the line with no dust, so the difference between first and second is not really that big of a deal in the spec truck class. So here we go. Here's looking at our starting line right here, and this is going to be Toby Price is going to be first off the line. At about 1:15 is what we're being told they're going to start, so that is in about 6 minutes or so. So we're going to have Toby Price first off the line, followed by Kevin Thompson, then Bryce Menzies, Dallas Luttrell in a 2-wheel drive. Correct. Shout out to Dallas there, entering the Trophy Truck Unlimited class still. Tavo Vidosla, Luke McMillan, Tracy Graff, Justin Lofton, Rob McCachran, and Alan Ampudia running the red #1 plate, meaning he's the class champion. Who do we got in the 2-wheel drive class?
So 2-wheel drive, starting off, we got Dave Taylor in the 26T, Dave Ziegler in the 15T, Roberto Romo Jr., Tim Herbst, Sam Baldy, Cameron Steele, Steve Strobel, Ryan Daniel, Adam Householder, and then rounding out our top 10 with Chad Broughton in the 2T.
There we go. Back to the Trophy Truck Legends. They will be going off third today, or the third class to go off. It's going to be Rolf in the 37L. We got Sean Runyon, the 99L. Gustavo Vidosla Sr. in the 1L. David Payne, Wade Porter, and Shane Lewis for our 6 Trophy Truck Legends.
Yeah, so you'll see the T now is signifying that it's the 2-wheel drive truck versus the 4-wheel drive trucks. There is a good split there going on. It should make for some good racing. At the end of the day, they're all out there on the race course fighting for an overall finish. So we'll see how that stacks up.
Yeah, that's something new. If you guys just tuned in and you weren't too familiar, SCORE did split the trophy truck class this year. So there is now the original trophy truck class, which is not an all-wheel drive only class. You can still enter the regular trophy truck class with a 2-wheel drive truck if you want to. It's not a rule you have to have all-wheel drive. But then if you want to, you can enter a 2-wheel drive trophy truck class where only 2-wheel drives are allowed in. And then they have the Trophy Truck Legends class where the driver of record and anyone that drives the car has to be 50 years of age or older. So now there is 3 trophy truck classes for us to keep track of today.
Everybody gets a trophy truck.
Everybody gets a trophy today. So yeah, the 2-wheel drive guys, there's actually quite a bit of them. You know, we have 13 that are entered here in the regular trophy truck class, and 12 of them are all-wheel drives. Like we said, Dallas Luttrell, I believe, is the only one in a 2-wheel drive class in that class. And then we have 20 that are showing up on our entry list here in the new trophy truck 2-wheel drive class. And then in the Legends class, you saw that we just had those 6 that were showing up there. I actually have 7 on my list here so possible that one is not qualifying today. So overall 40. We got 40 trucks that are going to go right now.
Yeah,
so 40 trucks are going to go.
A whole bunch of racing cars. Now, Fish, who do we think is going to take the #1 spot in trophy truck qualifying right now? Who's going to take the first green flag on Saturday?
I'm going to say Tavo. Tavo's my pick today.
Okay.
And I'm going with Tavo because I believe he's won more races in the won more San Felipe races than any other trophy truck driver, I believe. You can check me on that one.
Okay.
But Tavo's always fast. It's Mexico. Tavo's fast in Mexico. I'm gonna take Tavo today. It's not to say that someone else might not knock him off like Toby Price or Bryce Menzies, but you got to pick somebody, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna pick Tavo. Who are you gonna pick?
I think I'm going to have to go with Toby on this one. Just looking at this qualifying course and how it is, it's a wide open, let it all hang out, let it rip qualifier. There's like 1 or 2 little chicanes you got to slow yourself down for. But other than that, it's wide open, and that's kind of his style. So
it is, for
probably
sure.
see him. Now, somebody who, obviously not to discredit anybody, because everybody on this list is insanely fast and way faster than Fish and I will ever be. But
whoa. Wait a second here. Give me a Mason all-wheel drive and give me a couple years, and I'm going to hang with these guys. I'm saying it now.
Yeah, but something to talk about is Luke with his new power plant.
Yes.
Very fast, very fast. Now, I don't know whether or not he wants to be in that #1 spot off the line or not.
He doesn't. I don't think he does. He doesn't usually. No, Luke McMillan doesn't usually try to qualify first. He likes being about 5th or so.
Sure. But it is hard to slow down once they say go.
It is.
So we'll see how that stacks up.
Well, it's not like you can know where you're at during your qualifying run to know like, oh, we're going a little too fast. We better slow down.
Yeah.
So
and the last thing you want to do is end up in the way back. So.
You don't want to end up 10th if you're trying to get 3rd or 4th, right? So definitely, Some strategy comes into play, though, because depending on who's in front of you, you might be totally fine with that person being in front of you, knowing that they're very fast and they're not going to hold you up. Now, if you have an issue and you get stuck in the back today, this is not an ideal race to be stuck in the back on,
you don't
just
have
because
time.
the amount of people that are going to have a perfect run in this short of a race.
Exactly. Now, how high up do you think a 2-wheel drive is going to qualify today?
Oh, that's
what's
a good
your
question.
Number? Like, what?
I mean,
you think we're breaking top 5?
Oh no,
you don't think so?
No,
okay,
no, you're not in the top 5.
Top
I mean, there's 12 all-wheel drives.
Okay.
So yes, one will be in the top 10. Two of the all-wheel drives I think will be slower than the first trophy truck 2-wheel drive. So I would say yes. Top 10, yes. Top 5, no. I would say the top 8 are going to be all-wheel drive probably.
Look here.
So I'm going to say ninth place.
9th? Okay.
I'm going to pick 9th.
I would say 8th, but 9th is good. 9th is safe.
Well, no, you got to pick something different
I'll
than
go
me.
8th. Give me 8th.
Okay, you get 8th.
I got some hope. I mean, we got some fast guys. You got Adam Householder's in that list.
Yep.
Cameron Steele. Tim Herbst is in there. There's a good group of fast trophy truck drivers that have done well in 2-wheel drive trucks in the past and can do great today, I hope.
Yeah, it's just on the short races like we were talking about earlier, the all-wheel drives are not any slower in the long run, right? They're faster out of the corners. So in a 250-mile race, it really leads to an all-wheel drive.
Correct.
Now, when you get to the Baja 1000 and there's a lot more straightaways, there's more time for something to happen to a car, then a 2-wheel drive, I think, obviously, if you look at the results, they've done really well in the Baja 1000s.
Exactly.
You know, I think the last 2-wheel drive to win was a Baja 1000.
Correct.
So, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how high up they get. I'll go 9th, you go 8th, and we'll gotta pick something today.
Yeah. Right, we're about a minute away from Toby Price taking that first trophy truck green flag of the 25 season. Big thanks to Method for putting this all together and helping us sponsor this qualifying run. Should be a good run here.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. This is what we're looking for. You can see the weather down there. We got lots of wind today, so dust is not an issue here. They go two on the course at a time. Earlier they were starting about 2.5 minutes apart or so. So I would assume that they're going to do the same here for these.
Just going through the YouTube comments here.
Yeah, what do we got? We got some good stuff there?
We got the elephant in the room is the Robbie Gordon questions.
Oh, where's Robbie?
Where is Robbie is what the whole world wants to know.
Well, I am charging $15 for every Robbie update that I do. So in order for me to give you guys a Robbie update, you're going to have to Venmo me $15. And that goes for all of my Fishgistics updates during the race as well. I'm stoked that he's racing again. Here goes Toby Price. First car off the line.
Right through the mud puddles. Let's mess them visors right on up.
Perfect.
All right. Wow, that is way faster than anything we've seen earlier today. That is one rocket ship of a truck taking off.
Now, what were we talking about earlier? I thought that a 4:30, I think is what I said, 4:30 was going to be a time they could get to.
Yeah. I could lean on that. And if somebody's going to do it, Toby's going to be one of the first ones to set that real fast lap. So
definitely.
Yeah, probably that 4:30 or 4:40 mark is kind of what it's looking like. It should be fast.
Yeah, so we will wait and see. Here goes Toby Price, though. Toby teamed up with Paul Wheel from Australia. We got Team Australia. We got Brent Bauman in there, longtime co-driver, one of the most experienced co-drivers out there. I would have Brent ride any day with me, one of the top co-drivers for sure. And Toby has been really fast in qualifying the last couple years, right?
Oh, yeah, the guy's on a mission. He's unstoppable.
He is. He is very, very quick. If he doesn't take the top spot today, you know, it's going to be Tavo or Bryce probably. We'll see, though. He's got to go first here. So the thing is, all the trophy truck specs went earlier. So this course is pretty burned in by now, right? Like when the first couple specs went earlier, we saw them blowing out of some corners. There wasn't the berms built up as much yet. But now that the course is pretty built up by this point.
True. And then you got to think, too, these guys, all 40 of these vehicles just went around this on their sight lap.
Yes.
So those grooves have been burned in. These guys know what to do. They know how fast to go. And I don't know, man. Toby doesn't look like it's slowing him down at all. No hesitation whatsoever. He's just getting after it.
Yeah, I don't think Toby ever slows down. Guy, it's again a bike rider. All the bike riders are always fast. Look at Larry Rossler, any of the bike guys that have had success in any kind of racing, and then they come over. They usually do really well in the trucks. They know how to pick lines. They don't they don't do anything too crazy most of the time, and they're really good. So any ex bike rider is always a strong pick in any kind of off-road race, in my opinion.
He just takes reading terrain, and that's what the motorcycle rider's the best at, you know, because you read terrain wrong in a truck, you might pack the thing, get weird, kick the back of the truck. You read terrain wrong in a bike, you're going to end up on your butt. So
yeah,
it's a difference between life or death or just an uncomfortable landing off of a jump. So
yeah,
definitely know how to read that terrain.
All right, so we will, once again, we have live timing. If you guys want to follow along with us, you can go to results.score-international.com/live. It's also probably on the Score website, but that's where the live timing will be. And we have our first timing split in. What do we got there?
2 minutes, 17.3 seconds, which is substantially faster than anything we saw earlier today.
Yeah, what were we seeing, like 229s or
the fastest was like a
227 or something?
Yeah, maybe 227, 239.
Yeah. So we're at least 10 seconds faster so far, which is going to be close to the 4:30. I don't know. We'll see. 4:30.
Yeah, well, we did see, though, later on in the day that the second half of the lap seems to be the fast portion of the race course.
Yes.
They're definitely doing the second half a lot quicker.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What do we got going on here? Little bob and weave action going on?
Yeah, that was a little weird. That cost them maybe a second.
Yeah, we got the second truck off the line, the 70, the Kevin Thompson entry. Not sure who's driving. I would assume Kevin Thompson.
Should be Kevin because we didn't have on our list that Harley was.
Sure.
So we're going to assume that it's Kevin for now.
Yeah.
But he's really stepped up the last couple of years. You know, he's come in, he's definitely put in the effort. He comes down there. You know, they have two trucks now, so they got a two-team. They don't race them both at the same time most of the time. Sometimes they do. But down here, they do their pre-running. They put their time in, and Kevin definitely, you know, he's spending the money, doing everything right, trying to do the best he can to get him a win down in Baja.
Right. Yeah, I spend a lot of time, like, we'll watch their YouTube channel videos and stuff like that Tuba puts together. They do a great job documenting all their trials and tribulations of off-road racing, the ups and the downs, and it's definitely cool to see the inside of it. And the fun thing is, like, you'll watch them, they'll have a bad day racing or what have you, and Kevin's still got a big old smile, and Harley, they're all just out there having a good time. So
yeah,
definitely exciting to watch and a great team to get behind and support.
Yeah, I think Kevin and Harley have to be the two tallest people in off-road racing as well, right?
Yeah.
Those guys, not many people are going to be able to get in their truck without putting the seat forward. I think they had to specially make a couple tubes on that truck and the seat mount to get them to fit. No, seriously, I think they did.
I wouldn't doubt it.
These guys are tall. All right, so there goes Kevin Thompson in the number 70. And Toby Price is at a 425 right now. It's still clicking. Well, you're going to see. I think he could be finishing any second here. If he's going to be at a 430, that just passed. So it should be any second. We should have Toby coming across the line with the time. After Kevin Thompson, we're going to have Bryce Menzies. No, it's going to be Dallas Luttrell.
Is it?
I think it's going to be Dallas on this list, but over here it's showing Bryce next, so we'll wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see if it stacks up.
Yeah. And Toby's not across with the time yet. That's a little concerning. Or the timer hasn't updated. We're past 5 minutes. Let's see. Did something happen to Toby Price out there? Is he... we're at 5:10 here. See if we can see a shot of Toby anywhere. There we go. He's in. Okay, 5:16. So he had some kind of issue.
Something must
for
have
sure
gone,
because he was at a 2:17 at the first split. So something happened with the 46 on the second half of the lap there. So 5:16 for Toby Price.
Does look like we've got Bryce Menzies next on the line here.
All right, so Dallas Luttrell not going in this order we have. So Bryce is going to be next. He's going to be, it looks like they flip-flopped possibly.
We got Kevin Thompson with a split time here with 2 minutes, 23.6 seconds so far.
So that's about, what, 6 seconds off of Toby's time at halfway. We'll see what his finish time is, though, because I'm pretty sure Toby had some kind of issue on the second half there.
Yeah, must have. We got Bryce Menzies off the line in number 7.
All right, Bryce Menzies with Oren Anderson riding with him. Again, one of the top co-drivers. All these guys that win all the time, you got to have a really good co-driver to win. You can't just be a good driver nowadays. You got to be able to change a flat tire really quick. I mean, these guys can do it in a minute. You know, 1 minute for a tire change. That's crazy.
That's really fast.
It is really, really fast. And of course, you don't have to re-rack down here because the locals love the souvenirs. So that saves you a couple seconds not having to re-rack. There goes Bryce. Yeah, this is considerably faster out of the corners than earlier, as expected.
Yeah. You mean to tell me this big old truck is faster than a 525 horse LS3? No. Wow, that thing's working great. Watching the nose carry off all those bumps and jumps there.
Yeah, this is going to be a fast time.
Should have a time here pretty soon for Kevin Thompson.
He's at a 4 minute right now. Oh, getting up on the bike there. Bryce going in hot on the corner. Staying on the gas though, no problem. Just got a little western there for a second.
Coming down into your tree turn here.
Yeah, the tree's still there. Look at that. Oh. that's a tricky turn right there. That thing's been tricky all day. I'm surprised the tree's still there. I think when you get some of the two-wheel drives, they're going to have a little bit of trouble with the tree there. The berm is getting built up so big, though, it's almost kind of holding you in from even being able to go over and hit it.
Right.
All right, we have Kevin Thompson in with a 4:45. There we go. Okay, so yeah, definitely Toby had some kind of issue because he's 30 seconds off that speed there. So 4:45, Kevin Thompson, your fastest so far. We only had 2 trucks go. That's a very respectable time.
And we should have staged up here is the 87 of Dallas Luttrell. If our list is correct, which it does not look to be. It looks like next we got the 21 of Tavo Vildozla.
So Dallas might just be going later.
Yeah, I believe that's Tavo's truck with the black in the front, a new color scheme for the year, new graphics, new design. The trucks are always looking real sharp. I've always liked the Tavo trucks.
Yeah, definitely his Baja 1000 paint job is always something that's really cool, which I say paint job because it is a paint job on there. It's not a wrap on his Baja 1000 truck, which is pretty awesome. His painter just steps it up, and I totally just forgot the name of his painter. Of course, I was going to give him a shout out. But they step it up every year, and they do an awesome paint job for the 1000. They said they kind of run the normal one throughout the year here. This is nothing too crazy, but then at the 1000, they always do a really big one now, and I like it. We need some more of that in the sport.
Creativity, I love it.
Here we go. So this is going to be Tavo.
21 of Tavo taking off here.
Tavo's my pick today, so let's see how this goes. Got Bryce Menzies with a 2:18.9 at halfway.
Wow.
So he's 1 second behind where Toby was, but we know Toby had problems in the second half.
Right.
So he's 5 seconds ahead of Kevin Thompson at the halfway mark right now. We'll see how Bryce can finish his lap. So look at Tavo, always fast. Tavo actually started in the back one year in San Felipe and won the race from the back. He's one of the last people that I can remember starting a trophy truck class race. I believe he was dead last and came back and won the San Felipe race.
Holy smokes. That's a lot of racing.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's done that since he's done it, and it's pretty impressive. I don't think it'll happen again, just the way that the racing is nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah, just how reliable the trucks are and dependable they are. Like, you don't hear as much as you used to with the parts failures and the transmissions letting go or the rear gears letting go and all this stuff. Like all these companies and vendors and people who prep and support all these trucks have really gotten on their A game, and the trucks just seem to last all the way to the finish line of these races. And it's just very impressive to see the technology of these vehicles progress the way it has in the last few years.
Yeah, definitely. And I just got an update from Paul Wheel that they lost a belt. Bummer. So Toby Price there, they lost a belt. They were able to finish at least. I'm going to assume it was just like a power steering, or you didn't have much, no steering to get to the finish basically. And that's not fun having
No, not
steering
at all.
here.
And we got a time in here for Bryce Menzies with a 4-minute 33.795.
4:33. All right, so taking that top spot by 12 seconds right now.
Wow.
Definitely fast. We'll see what Tavo is here. That'll kind of give us a gauge on what we're going to have
We should
at the
get
top.
a split time here pretty soon for Tavo. But next up on the line, we've got the 83 of Luke McMillan.
Yeah, Luke McMillan and Duncan, Jason Duncan from SDG Shocks, his longtime co-driver. Going to be riding in the car.
Yeah. Oh, he's got good-looking trucks. A lot of attention to detail. I know this truck just went all the way down to the chassis and came back together. Tyler Canfield did a great job making this thing look better than I think I've ever seen it. Always doing a great job.
Yeah, Paul Wheels said it was the serpentine belt, so they had no power steering and no water pump. Luckily, they had a PWR radiator that they were able to make it to the finish line.
Man, that's pretty cool of them to have that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's a shout out to those guys for sponsoring them there. So,
I wonder if they know somebody over there.
Yeah. Luke McMillan next off the line.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Here comes Luke and Jason Duncan.
Listen to that thing.
Yeah, now Luke did just do an engine replacement. They put in the Gibbs engine in there now.
Correct.
And they actually did a bunch of chassis changes, not a bunch, but some chassis changes when they redid it. They lowered everything down, so the center of gravity is a little bit lower now.
Sure.
Everything sits a little lower. So this will be his first race with the new engine package. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, and I'm sure we've all seen all the YouTube videos of them testing and all the Instagram stuff and socials. Man, that truck is faster than I've ever seen it before. So it's, you know, if Luke has a good, clean day, it's going to be hard to beat the guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Luke has won more races than just about anyone. I mean, I think between Luke and Bryce, they've won just about every race in the last few years with a couple mixed results in there with other people. But pretty much it's Bryce and Luke show the last few years.
Right. Look at that big old boulder Luke just threw. Did you see that? That was crazy.
All right, we have Tavo at a 218. 218.3. That is underneath Bryce Menzies at the halfway point with a 218.9.
We should be getting a time in here pretty soon then. Yep, there it is. Did it not refresh? We just jumped up.
Not yet. Almost. He's at 420.
It was Luke turning green.
We'll see when he comes in. I had my money on Tavo today. I told him, I texted him yesterday. I'm like, hey, I'm like, don't make me look dumb tomorrow if I pick you. And he said, oh, now the pressure's on. So I was like, yeah, don't F it up. So we'll see. And there you go, boom, 433.5.
Wow,
that is
impressive.
0.2 of a second between Tavo and Bryce Menzies right now at the top.
You think Luke can knock him down?
Wow. No, I don't think Luke's trying to. I don't think Luke drives as hard as them, but we'll see. Like on purpose. You know, I think Luke just is happy with the third, fourth, something like that. But he's got a new engine package. Maybe he's going faster than he thinks he is.
Faster than he knows he is.
Faster than he knows. We'll see. What's his split time? We don't have a split quite yet.
Yeah, it should be any minute.
All right. Thank you, Tavo. So far, sitting at
for
the top.
A little bit.
Right now, I got to take credit while we can.
All right, let's sign out. Fish is done.
I mean, I was nervous there because Bryce had a really fast one, and they were so close on the split time.
Right.
I mean, 0.2 of a second between Tavo and Bryce is insane. That's how close this is. That's one little lift of a blip of a throttle for half of a corner, right?
Yep, we got a split time here for Luke at a 219.2.
Oh,
so
he's right there too. 1 second.
Yeah.
1 second back.
So, and like we had said earlier, second half of this course is where everybody seems to be picking up the pace and making up some time.
All right, so who do we got coming up next here? Is this going to be Graff?
Yes.
Tracy Graff.
Yep.
In a converted all-wheel drive truck. This truck started out as a Racer Engineering two-wheel drive truck, and then Justin Bean Smith, who sometimes drives as well, second driver, converted it.
Correct. Yep. See Tracy put down a good clean run.
I believe it is Tracy driving today because we didn't have Bean's name on our list here.
Right.
I'm sure he'll text us if it's not correct, though.
I know Tracy's another one that's been putting in the work a lot. They bought a spec truck for himself, and he's been doing some of the other series races and getting more wheel time and spending more time out in the desert and in the dirt. So, You know, they say seat time, it all helps no matter what, whether it's right seat, left seat, back seat. Well, I don't know what the back seat, but
any kind of experience helps.
Yeah, any time in the dirt's good.
I mean, if you're in the back seat and someone like, Larry Ragland or something is driving to learn from, then yeah, definitely that's a win for sure. Speaking of Larry Ragland, Larry, I wish you were out here racing still. We have Larry Rossler, the other LR, out here, but I know Larry's probably down in Baja right now watching this. But, Tracy Graff there, number 58.
Beautiful weather for qualifying today.
And Luke McMillan should be coming in. He's at 4:20 right now. We'll see what his time is. He's got to beat a 4:33 to take the top spot away from Tavo and Bryce, both in with 4:33s. Only 0.2 of a second separate them. We'll see. I'm going to guess that Luke's going to be in third.
Yep, you're right. Luke McMillan in with a 4:35.943.
See, that's exactly where Luke wanted to be. But see, there's no way Luke did that on purpose because he was only 2 seconds out of first. So he wasn't going that slow. He wasn't going slow on purpose.
True.
So there you go. Good run for Luke McMillan. 4:35.943 in the third position currently. And I'm sure Luke is happy with that.
Great run, Luke.
Now, we don't have Luke's brother out here today, Dan. Dan's not racing. His truck is actually undergoing the change right now that Luke's did prior. So he's getting a new engine package and that thing. They're doing some work on that. So I think he'll be back for the 500. But Dan McMillan, he's probably out golfing right now, would be my guess. If he's not down at Baja playing with everybody.
True.
It's kind of hard to go to a race when you're racing all the time and then you're not racing. It's not quite as much fun.
Yeah. Maybe it gives you that appreciation for it again, though. You do it so much, you get a little burned out, you go help somebody for a race or two, and then you're like, you know what, I want to do this again. I kind of want to get back into the steering wheel.
I like that steering wheel Justin Lofton's got there.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So Justin Lofton's going to be up next in the Beef truck. Another Mason all-wheel drive.
That cool camouflage wrap going on.
Yeah.
Fox on the hood. Another
there he goes.
Method Race Wheels VP fuel truck.
They finished fourth at the Baja 1000. There he goes, Justin Lofton. Oh, we got some in-car. Let's watch this.
Ooh.
90 left coming up. Yeah, you clean it up. 90 left. 90 left. 45 right. 20 left. 90 left. Right. 45 right. 90 left. 45 right. 45 right. Slight right. Slight left. Tight. 20 right. Tight. Slight left. Slight right. 45 left. Slight right. Right. Slight right. 45 right. Back left. Right. Right. 90 right coming up a little bit further right here. 90 left. Open. 45 right. Back left. 45 right here, a little tighter. Back left. 90 right, comes the outside. 90 left here. 90 right. Rock on right.
All right, right, so that is Justin Lofton. You guys are watching there, making his way around. At the halfway point, he's at a 2:20, so that is 2 seconds off of the leaders right now at halfway. They were at 2:18, so he's definitely on a good run here. You can hear his co-driver. It's usually Derek in there. I'm not sure if Derek is riding today or not, but he's in there. Sometimes it's Mike Kim, too.
Yeah. Next off the line here, we got the number 11, one of the most winningest men in off-road racing, Rob McCachran, driving the all-wheel drive Jimco truck here.
There we go, Rob Mack out on course. Always fast. They've been working the bugs out of this truck for the last year or so, and Rob's been driving it. And I feel like when it's running, it's fast. They just got to keep it running. If he can have a clean run, Rob Mack will be up there. He's had a lot of little gremlins, just miscellaneous little weird things happen the last year or so. So hopefully Rob can have a clean run this year, and we'll see what happens. Rob's always fast, though. I mean, look at that thing. That thing is moving.
And the fun thing is, too, is if you ever get the opportunity to look back on any of Rob McCachran's in-cars from a qualifier or a race or what have you, look at the outside of the car and, he's putting down an absolute heater. Truck's getting fast, making good time. But you look inside and the man's driving one-handed, one hand on the shifter. It looks like he's just cruising his way through tech and contingency or something. But really, he's out there really putting a move on. I think that just comes from experience. You think all those years of racing short course trucks and desert stuff, it's just another day in the office for this guy.
Oh, definitely. I got an update on the co-driver for Lofton. It's Jason Dudley, a.k.a. Cheese, that is riding with Lofton this year. So new co-driver this year.
Yeah, look at that. All right,
so that's who we were listening to on the in-car a minute ago. Yeah. And one shout out to Rob McCachran's crew there. That number 11 on the roof is perfect. Look at how big that thing is. You can see that thing from almost any angle, and you know exactly whose car that is at all times. Look at that. That is beautiful. If everybody had that on there, our job would be so much easier. So shout out to the Jimco crew for throwing that big ass number 11 on the roof. That's how it should be. Justin Lofton is in 4th position, 4:38.
Smooth
so
run.
about 5 seconds off the lead, but currently in the 4th position is Justin Lofton, 4:38.874.
All right, here on the line next, we've got the number 1, Alan Ampudia, another Mason all-wheel drive truck. He is somebody who could upset this apple cart.
He could. Ampudia is always very fast, especially in qualifying.
Yeah.
He's kind of the same driving style as Tavo.
Right.
Kind of, what do you want to say, loose cannon behind the wheel? Wild? Yeah,
wild.
Exactly. And that's what it takes to be at the top at qualifying. I mean, Bryce has actually, I would say that Bryce is probably one of the least loose cannon guys in this field, where he used to be more so, but he's actually, gotten a lot more calculated, a lot more precise, and doesn't seem to be, if you watch the truck, it doesn't seem to be out of control or crazy looking at all. He's just fast. Where if you watch like Tavo and Ampudia, they're also very fast, but the truck definitely looks a little bit better for pictures, I'll say a lot of times.
Yes, correct.
Which makes it fun for us watching.
Right. Putting on a good show here.
All right, here goes Alan Ampudia off the line. He has Kyle Kraft in the seat next to him there. Once again, one of the top co-drivers out there.
Man, it doesn't get old. Watching these things take off the green flag, they just explode down the straightaway. It's insane to see a vehicle of that size and that weight just move that fast from a dead stop.
Yeah, these things are over 6,000 pounds, turning 40-inch tires.
Right.
It is incredible. Oh, here we go. We got sound. Might be somebody else. I'm not sure if that was a co-driver. It didn't really sound like co-driver notes there. But there's a look at Alan Ampudia out on course right now. We do have a split time for Rob McCachran, 2:23.
Yeah.
So the halfway point, 2:23. That's about 5 seconds off of the lead at the halfway mark. They were at a 2:18. So Rob Mack and Alan Ampudia out on course right now. Like I said, Rob Mack in the Jimco all-wheel drive, Ampudia in the Mason all-wheel drive. We have Tracy Graff was in the Racer all-wheel drive. And then we are going to have a Geyser all-wheel drive with some dude with the initials RG going to be driving it a little bit later.
Right. Big fan of Alan's new paint scheme on these trucks. Their whole team, all their trucks are looking the same, with the same layout and graphics and all that. I think these trucks look real sharp this year.
Yeah, they got the Monster logo on there. You can see that truck coming from a ways away. And Rob Mack is in. All right, Rob Mack, 6th position, 4:45.711. So 6th position right now for Rob McCachran. All right, so Alan Ampudia is there. And then we have Dan McMillan on the entry list here next. We'll see. He's not racing, but maybe there's a truck going to qualify or start the race so that you can qualify the Baja 500, because that is the rules. If you guys aren't familiar with the rules, if you want to qualify at any race except for San Felipe, because it's the first race of the year, if you want to qualify at the Baja 500, you have to start the race at the San Felipe race. So if you literally take your truck, you start the race and pull over and put it on a trailer, you are allowed to qualify at the Baja 500. If you do not start the race, you are not allowed to qualify at the Baja 500, and you will start behind everybody who does qualify at the 500.
I'm not seeing Dan's name here on the live timing list, so I'm wondering if maybe he just has his name on the entry list and has something that'll take a green flag for him.
Exactly. Yeah.
On Saturday.
And I believe that Polvardi is probably going to be doing the same thing.
So this next truck should be, is this Husted?
Yes.
Yep. So we got the 38 of Eric Husted here.
So Eric Husted, once again an all-wheel drive.
We saw his son earlier today, Colton, do very well.
Yes, he was good. He did a really good time. Wasn't he like top 5 or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, did a fantastic job.
Yeah, so Eric Husted here. This is a little bit different. It's not a big name manufacturer all-wheel drive. Kind of cool, right? Kind of own little home-built / ELE Motorsports thing.
Yeah, converted over truck.
So cool to see him out here racing. Eric's always fast. Next on the line, there could be an orange-looking vehicle pulling up there next, possibly.
What do you think it says on the side of it?
Maybe it has like a G on the side of it.
Huh.
Maybe something like that, or an R and a P, maybe an M.
Oh,
something like that.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's down there and they know what's lined up next on the line. Let us know, and we'll update everybody.
We got a time split here for Alan Ampudia, the halfway point at the 2:19. So he's on track to do something cool. He's going to have to step it up a bit if he wants to get out front and knock Tavo and Bryce off their box. Oh,
yeah.
We got time coming in here for Alan. 4 minutes, 37 seconds, which lands him in the 4th position, just behind Luke McMillan.
All right, so what do you say, 4:37?
Correct. 0.148.
148. All right.
And if you're just tuning in, we're here with the Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 qualifier. You're live. I'm Nick Eisenhower. This is Fish Varner. You may have missed the intro to all this stuff, but we are qualifying the all-wheel drive trucks right now, the trophy trucks. We have one more truck to go, and then we'll move on to the two-wheel drive class and then the Legends to follow.
All right, so we have a later entry here that wasn't on my original list. Looks like Brenthal is going to be next. Oh. And then I did just see an orange. Is that orange behind that truck sitting there?
I couldn't tell you.
That kind of looks orange. Maybe the color's off on our monitor here, though.
Just a touch.
That second truck looks a little orange. This is going to be Brenthal coming up here. The 27, Jonathan Brenthal.
See, we got should be getting a time for Eric Husted. Split time here with 2 minutes, 47 seconds.
Okay. That looks pretty orange. Maybe it's just the red reflecting off that ambulance on the side there.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, so here we go. We got
the number 27 entry of Jonathan Brenthal.
I did just get a picture text to me, and it looks like there's an orange truck on the line next. That's I don't know.
You're just trying to collect your 15 bucks.
I've been waiting for people to ask. It's $15 every time. You have to Venmo it to me. By the end of this race, I will be rich. That means that the Baja 500, I will be lining up in my very own Mason Motorsports all-wheel drive truck.
Perfect.
At least that's the plan.
I'll do your pit stops.
Perfect. You want to do the prep on it too? Yeah.
That's a whole lot of truck to prep.
Yeah. All right, so this is one of the Brenthal entries here. Jonathan Brenthal. We saw Abdali Lopez very fast earlier in the spec class. This is going to be their all-wheel drive Brenthal trophy truck here. Number 27, as always. And Eric Husted, we should be getting a time for in about a minute or so. So Dallas Luttrell did not go, and he was on our list. We'll see if he goes at the end. And if you guys are looking at the vehicles now and you're looking at the numbers, if you didn't hear us earlier, if it's just a plain number, it's in the regular trophy truck class. If there's a T after the number, it's the two-wheel drive class, T for 2. And then if there's an L, it's in the Legends class that's been there for a few years. So you're going to have to pay attention to the letters after the numbers this year, because there is a new letter, the T, for the two-wheel drive class. Let's see, we got a time for Husted, almost. Should have time any second for him. Once again, at the top right now, if you're just joining us, is Tavo Vidosla. He is in with a 4:33.5. Then we have Bryce Menzies in second with a 4:33.7, literally 0.2 of a second separating them. And then Luke McMillan in third, Alan Ampudia in fourth, and Justin Lofton in fifth. And what do we have on the line there?
Word on the street is that is Robbie Gordon.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
The rumor.
Did you pay me $15?
I didn't ask.
I'm
giving you the information.
I'm just going to have to go say the name from now on. I need to get some money. These Mason trucks are $1 million.
Right.
I'm going to have to get a lot of Robbie Gordon requests.
Stack some money up.
Yeah. So yeah, next on the line we have the number 5, Clyde Stacy entry, with the driver of record being no other than Robbie effing Gordon.
There it is.
Himself, back in Baja, driving a trophy truck. So this is pretty cool. This is the twin engine Geyser all-wheel drive truck, previously driven by others such as Josh Daniel, Clyde Stacy, and Justin Matney.
This is the 2-engine?
That's what I was told, I think. Is it? Yes.
I thought that thing was in the Smithsonian.
No. Let's listen. You can hear both engines, clearly.
Maybe. Somebody text Fish or I. Let us know. Is that the twin engine?
It is. I was just told it is.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So this is Robbie Gordon. Let's see what kind of time Robbie can put down. He has not raced Baja in a while. He did race in the Nora race that he now owns, part of the series, but not in a trophy truck. He did it in his Speed UTV. So we'll see. What kind of time can Robbie do here? You know, in his old truck, he was always one to be reckoned with in qualifying. He would always qualify first, right? He would do the famous Robbie thing, qualify first, go slow off the start, and stack everybody up behind him on purpose. And I just got a third confirmation this is the twin engine. So if you guys are not familiar with this truck has 2 engines, 2 transmissions, and 2 drive lines. It has one engine that drives the front wheels, and it has one engine that drives the rear wheels. This was it's built by Geyser. And it was a, what the heck can we do that's different than everyone else moment, I guess. Oh, let's put 2 engines in a truck.
2 motors.
2 motors, because 2 is better than 1. The cool thing is if you blow an engine, you could drive with the other one still.
That's
and you can
true.
still finish. Maybe you can swap classes halfway through the race and be the 2-wheel drive class now. Because they have that. So that's an option. You can start in the all-wheel drive class and then swap to the 2-wheel drive class if you blow a diff, a drivetrain, or an engine, or a tranny. Which is never good. You don't want to do that in Baja.
Well, this truck has 2 of them, so you don't want to blow 2 of those.
Oh, that's true.
That would be even worse.
If you blew 2 trannies, that would be really bad. 2 engines, that would be even worse.
Right.
So, yes. That is Robbie Gordon you guys are looking at right there. None other than himself. Let's see what the times are going to be.
Does he have Max riding with him?
It's a Speed UTV suit there. It could be, but that looks a little tall for Max. I don't know. Max is going to get in the car. We heard Robbie talk earlier. He said either mile 60 or 160 is where, I think he meant 160 probably, maybe 60. He said Max is going to get in and take over for him tomorrow.
We got a time split here. You ready for the time split?
Yeah, where are we at?
2 minutes and 20 seconds.
2:20. That is just only 2 seconds off of the lead at halfway.
Impressive.
Oh, we have a race. We have a race here. Let's see. Can Robbie Gordon in the twin-engine Geyser truck, all-wheel drive, take that top spot away from Tavo Vadosila? This is going to be nuts if he can. We will see.
Impressive.
All right, who do we have off the line here? I think this is our first two-wheel drive truck.
Yeah, so
Dave
this should
Taylor?
be the 26T of Dave Taylor, a Geyser two-wheel drive truck.
All right, so we're going to transition now to the two-wheel drive class. Now, they're all qualifying together today, so they will be mixed on their start times tomorrow.
Correct. Correct.
So if a two-wheel drive qualifies 5th overall today, they will be starting 5th overall tomorrow.
Does anybody have, somebody chime in, send us a text or what have you, does anybody have the weight of the twin engine?
Oh yeah, Rick's probably watching.
I'm very curious as to
let us
what
know
that
what
truck
the weight
weighs.
of that truck is. All right, so we have Eric Hustad is in 11th. I don't know if we read off his time earlier or not.
No, he came in with a 5-minute, 18-second.
5:18.108, and then the 27 is in 9th, Jonathan Brenthal, with a 5-minute flat.
So right now, what was our time for our fastest spec truck?
What were we, 4:46, but then he got a penalty, so it was like 4:50, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
I have to go back and look.
You know what position that would put him in?
What position is that?
9th.
Oh!
Ho-ho!
And what position did we guess that the fastest two-wheel drive trophy truck would be in?
You guessed 8th, I guessed 9th.
I think you took 8th, I took 9th. No,
Either
you're
way.
right.
Who knows?
Who knows? Somewhere, but 8th or 9th, we're right on pace, right?
Getting after it. Here, let's see, I got a message here. I got a text here from RJ, says, Rick says it weighs 6,800 pounds.
6,800. Okay, 4:53 was Jason McNeil's time. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay, okay.
So 4:53 was our fastest spec truck qualifying.
So we got a time here, a completed time for Robbie Gordon in the number 5 truck, twin engine, twin transmission, twin drive line, with 4 minutes, 41 seconds, .267.
Oh, he lost a lot of time on the second half. What if he blew a corner or something?
I don't know.
Because he was only 2 seconds off. Now he's about 8 seconds off the final time here.
We should be getting a split time here for the 26T of Dave Taylor. Get an idea of what's going on here. Next there on the line should be the 15T, I believe.
Dave Ziegler. Now this, I believe, is a spec truck that has entered in the trophy truck two-wheel drive class.
Yeah, so yeah, Dave normally does run spec, so I'm assuming this would be the same vehicle.
And we thought some of the people were going to do this, some of the guys that have a spec truck. There is no difference between a spec truck and a two-wheel drive trophy truck except for the engine.
Yeah.
It's the same chassis, it's the same tires, same truck. It's literally the same truck. It's just a spec engine in it. So if guys want to, they can enter their spec truck in two-wheel drive, or they could just put a bigger motor in the truck and then have a bigger motor and have a two-wheel drive trophy truck.
Correct. Yeah, and the other entry on our list is the 42T of Maverick Gaunt. Usually very fast spec truck guys, and obviously signed themselves up for the two-wheel drive trophy truck class.
And here we go. This is going to be Dave Ziegler off the line, 15T.
And a Brenthal truck. Method Race Wheel sponsored, King Shocks. Now, Fish, did you know that this is Method's 15-year anniversary?
Oh, I did not know that.
It is.
Wow.
They've got a whole clothing line coming out, a whole drop, if you will, as the young kids would say.
I did see you in some clothes the other day for him.
It may or may not have been me.
Okay.
It was me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Who am I kidding? It was me. It was me.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Method's always been a great supporter of off-road racing.
Yeah, sponsoring the qualifying today.
And if you're just joining us, we already worked through our all-wheel drive trucks. We are now working our way through our two-wheel drive trophy truck class. We've got a total of 20 of these vehicles. We've got 2 of them out on the track already. And then we will round out our qualifying today with the trophy truck legends, which we have 7 of. So we've got a little bit of time here. So if you're just tuning in, get yourself comfortable, get yourself a snack, kick back on the couch, watch some trucks, drive in circles in the dirt.
All right, so we have 12 trucks finished so far. We're going to have our first Dave Taylor entry in the two-wheel drive class finishing any second here.
And we have a time split for Dave here with 2 minutes 38 seconds, so really not that terrible for a two-wheel drive.
Yeah, 20 seconds off the fastest time.
Should be getting a completed time there. Let's see, my times are all goofed up here. Then the next truck here off the line should be the 33T of Roberto Romo Jr., which is the ex-Luke McMillan Racer Engineering truck.
Yeah, this truck has won a few score races before, huh?
It's won a lot of stuff.
It's won
for
Baja 1000.
Sure. Yeah.
It's won maybe a couple. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Cool to see it getting put back in action. And Roberto Romo Jr. is very fast. He's a little bit in the crazy stage still, though. We've seen him do some crazy stuff in qualifying before, right?
We absolutely have.
He's a little younger driver. He's definitely nuts.
Sits very close to the steering wheel.
He does. He sits very close to the steering wheel.
Is that a camera angle? This looks real tight.
Very, very fast. Very exciting to watch. He's like kind of like a Tavo and an Allen Jr. there, is what we'll call him.
Watch him off the line here. We've got in-car for him. This is just some pretty amazing technology we have now for not just us for the broadcast here, but during the race you can tune in to their designated YouTube channels or what have you, and you can actually watch majority of their race live through their live stream.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to be able to sit in the car literally with them.
Yeah, it just brings off-road racing to more driveway or to more living rooms and TVs and cell phones and all that stuff. Just helps spread the sport. So 33T off the line.
We have Dave Taylor, our first two-wheel drive, is in with a 5:17.017. That puts him in the 12th overall position right now. So 12th position for Dave Taylor.
Who do we think is going to take the top spot here in the two-wheel drive class?
Oh yeah, we didn't pick that earlier actually, huh? We just kind of went for the overall. Well, I mean, probably, Householder is going to be fast.
Yeah, Arciero driving the 19T might be fast.
That's true. Arciero is in the 19T, we heard. So he will be, I would say Arciero probably is going to take your top spot.
Nick Whetstone's fast in the 18T. Let's see what else we got.
Also, we have, well, that's going to be later, yeah. I'll say in the Legends class, we have like Ricky Johnson driving, Tavo's senior's truck. He's going to be fast.
Yeah, and I wonder if Rossler's driving the
I'm sure he
61 entry.
Actually, his name is on here, yes. So we have a split time for Ziegler here, 2:41. We're waiting for him to finish. He's at a 4:40 right now. There's a look inside Roberto Romo Jr. in the 33T. There's a Racer Engineering two-wheel drive truck. Like he said, ex-Luke McMillan truck. Back down here in Baja doing some more racing.
There you go. Look at that thing. Look how much dirt that thing is moving. Wow, that's impressive.
All right, here we go. This is going to be, should be Ryan Arciero driving the 19T here. And there we go. 19T off the line. We're told Ryan Arciero is behind the wheel, so they expect this to be a very fast time. Ryan is one of the fastest drivers out there as well.
We got Time split here for Roberto Rumo Jr. here at 2 minutes 30.6 seconds.
All right. So a little bit off the pace of the top guys today. But in the two-wheel drive, we're not sure because he's only the third and fourth one to go there. He is the fastest two-wheel drive split so far.
Oof. Yeah, these ruts are getting deep, and then the G-outs are getting deep.
They really are, huh?
Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah, compared to earlier today.
You can see how much slower the two-wheel drives are coming out of the hole, too. Like, it's with it being so soft, it's really tough for them. Oh, boy. Hope you took your Dramamine. Yeah, it's tough for them to get going out of the corner.
Right. Really moving some earth, though, once they get going.
Definitely. I mean, these trucks have over 1,000 horsepower now. It's just incredible the amount of power. Getting that power to the ground is the tough part.
Correct.
And, the two-wheel drive, you literally can blow the tires off just about in any gear if you really want to. Here we go. There's a look inside with Ryan.
Wow, that's just absolutely moving.
You can see how big the berms are now. It's almost hard to blow a corner because the berms are so big, they're holding you in.
Right. You still got to pay full attention, though. If you've been paying attention, there's big old rocks hanging out on the outsides of some of these corners.
I saw a couple of those big ones. Yeah, like if the camera froze on one, you could really see it, right? All right, we should have some more times coming in here. We got David Ziegler's in 14th position with a 5:17.
We got a split for Tim Herbst here. The Tim Herbst entry with Ryan Arciero driving at 2 minutes 33.8 seconds.
And Roberto Romo is in the 10th position.
Fantastic.
Okay, so that's our highest two-wheel drive so far, 10th position, 4:56.
Solid run. Now he was in with a split time of 2:30. We've got Arciero right now coming in with a 2:33. Next year off the line, we've got the 82T of Sam Baldy. This is a home-built, home-designed truck. I don't know, I say home like he lives there, but it's in a shop.
Yeah,
it was not built in his garage.
No, definitely cool. It looks. I like the looks of this truck too. It doesn't look quite like any other truck. You can always tell what it is. You've seen it coming. It seems to work pretty well too. They always do pretty decent in it.
Yeah, I remember their old Class 1 buggy was the same way. I know they did a lot of work themselves on it and had some cool stuff going on with the rear axles and all that. So it's definitely cool to see a team innovating and designing and building their own stuff out on the racetrack. Following Arciero along here, you can see how that little bit of a breeze today is helping move that dust along.
Yeah.
Looks like a great day down there in San Felipe. Probably a touch warmer than it is here in the studio, huh?
It is a little bit nipply in here, that's for sure.
Now, if you're looking here on the in-car, we saw earlier, Ryan does have the paddle shifts on the steering wheel, and then the lever with which he's grabbing, that's the rear brake. So he's using that to kind of stabilize the truck around the corners and such, and not necessarily using the foot brake as much to slow the front end down, but maybe control the back of the truck a little bit more around some of these corners.
It kind of gets it to slide around, right?
Yeah, it actually will get it to settle a little bit. So as the four-link wants to kind of lay over, if you drag a little bit of brake, it'll kind of pull it down a touch. It's kind of an opposite reaction to what you think it would do. Is if you drag brake just a touch, it almost like sucks the wheels back down to the ground. So
yeah, without having the front end be slowed down at all.
Exactly, correct. Yeah. So you can almost hang the front of the truck up.
Yeah, he used it quite a bit, you can see.
Yeah. Man, that thing makes some cool power.
All right, who we have here? Let's see, is he in? No.
We should have a time in here. That's him going across the finish line. So we've got Arciero coming in with a 5 minute, 1.103 second lap, which puts him in the 12th position.
All right, so 12th position. Second in the two-wheel drive class so far. So Roberto Romo Jr. still first in two-wheel drive.
Yep.
But they will start in the order that they qualify mixed. So that is starting in 10th for Roberto Romo and 12th right now for the Tim Herbst Ryan Arciero entry. Yep. Here comes Cameron Steele in the 16T. Cameron also has an in-car.
Correct. Yeah, this should be a good one to watch. Cameron in a two-wheel drive Geyser Trophy truck. Fellow Yokohama team member. Good to see him out there ripping.
Yeah.
He always puts on a great show. You see there, he's still got a traditional style shifter, no paddle shifters for Cameron. Keeps it old school.
This is one of the original Geyser trucks here.
I believe so.
This is one of the original trucks.
Is it this one or a 6100 truck? I think the 6100 truck was like the first
still,
one.
This one's pretty old too. It should be Cody Stewart with them. Usually that's who's riding there. I believe that's Cody in there.
Man, that thing sounds mean.
We'll see what Cameron can do. Cameron has been a little bit critical of qualifying in the past in some areas, but I think this is a good qualifying area. Now that the class is split, he doesn't have to worry about the all-wheel drives. So right now he's going to try to knock off Roberto Romo Jr. and Tim Herbst / Ryan Arciero. See what he can do.
Now Cameron's always been one that does very well in the longer races.
Yes, the Baja 1000 is his specialty. Usually, I think he's the last two-wheel drive to win a Baja 1000.
He's got something hanging there off the back of the truck. Oh, missed the turn completely. What's going on here?
Oh, blew the corner.
And the fuel, looks like the fuel fill's hanging off the back.
Is it just the cover?
I don't know what's going on.
Something's going on back there.
I don't know. What's going on, Cameron? Get it together, buddy. Get on the gas. Looks like it's steering fine and moving fine. Must have just missed a corner.
Rick Geyser is telling me that the the dual engine truck weighs 8,000 pounds.
Oh, who's telling me this? All right, I got bad information.
From Rick Geyser himself, the guy that built it. So unless he's pulling our leg, he says it weighs 8,000 pounds. So there you go. Straight from the man who built it.
That's impressive.
So Cameron Steele here is not in an 8,000 pound truck.
Nope.
He's in one of the lighter trucks out there, and he has it as light as he can. There's no spares. He's maybe taking the fuel filler off as well.
Looks like something's hanging off the back of the truck or what? Yep.
Yeah, something definitely is there. I don't know if it's just, it might just be the straps or something for the, I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? It was like that from the beginning, so I would think that it was on purpose possibly. We'll see. Cameron is out there. See if we get a split time for him in a little bit. We got a split for Baldy at 2:34. He should actually be coming into the finish at any time now. Looks like Baldy just crossed. We got to find him there. He is 13th position with a 5:05.5 for Sam Baldy.
Very respectful run there.
So third in the two-wheel drive class.
Roberto Romo still holding that top two-wheel drive spot, 10th overall so far. Riding along here with Cameron Steele.
We got Cameron, and then we were going to have Josh DeJong, but they pulled out. They couldn't make it down, so we should have Steve Strobel is next on my list over here. However, I don't see him on our timing list, so we might be at the, we'll see, 28T.
So do we have a split time yet for Cameron? Yep.
It is Steve Strobel. Here we go.
2 minutes, 32 seconds. Yep, Strobel. This is an older Racer Engineering truck.
All right, the 94T off the line, Steve Strobel.
Looks like they're rocking a new look for the year. Black and red looking sharp.
.94T going around, and Cameron Steele has a split time of 2:32. So that is, let's see,
not so bad for blowing the one corner.
Yeah, 2:32. 2:30 was Romo, so he's 2 seconds behind him. He lost at least 2 seconds where we saw him stop in that one corner.
Found himself in the dirt pile.
We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can pick it up on the second half.
You jinxed him. You told him he wasn't a big fan of qualifying, and then he had a bad qualifying.
Yeah.
Way to go.
He doesn't like qualifying usually. And we're going to have Ryan Daniel possibly next on our list, and he does look like he's on the timing thing, so it should be him next, 28T. after Steve Strobel here. That was the corner where Vince did the kickflip right there, right?
Was it there?
So yeah, that was it.
This should be your tree turn right here, right?
Yep. Yep, there it is.
Still standing. It definitely.
The berms have been built up a lot.
And it's definitely slowing the trucks way down when they hit that spot.
The specs were going a lot faster than earlier. Right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we didn't bet on it, because I would have bet that tree would have been gone by now for sure.
Right.
And I think the tree may be saved by the San Felipe silt or soft dirt.
Nice aerial view here of the qualifying area. Should be getting a split time here for Strobel. We should have a time for Cameron Steele. Oh, a 5-minute 00.972. So that puts him in the 12th position.
All right, 12th overall, second in class, behind Romo by 4 seconds in the two-wheel drive class.
Respectful run right there.
But he will be starting 12th. Okay, so I don't know how far up. Let's see. Who do we got? We got Householder coming. We got Whetstone. We got a couple guys that might be able to get up there. What we were guessing like 8th or 9th, right?
Right.
So they're going to have to be almost 10 seconds faster than Romo Jr. was to get up there. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that today. We'll see.
Yeah, we on the pipe for sure to make something happen.
But there's a couple names coming up that definitely can do it. We will see if a two-wheel drive, how high up a two-wheel drive can get. If you guys are just joining us now for the Method Race Wheels San Felipe Qualifier, we are discussing how high we think a two-wheel drive truck would finish today in the overall. We guessed 8th and 9th position earlier, and so far we're looking a little generous. All right, there goes Ryan Daniel in the 28T, listed as a Jimco.
Just joining in, you're watching the Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 qualifier for the 2025 season opener here. We're qualifying down in San Felipe. We are watching the two-wheel drive trophy trucks go around the qualifying loop. The qualifying loop is 4.2 miles. This is the 28T of Ryan Daniel.
Yeah, looking back at the times earlier, so far we have the trophy truck specs are 3 seconds faster than our highest two-wheel drive trophy truck so far. So the course definitely degraded a little bit, you know, between then. It's not the same course. It's not completely comparable, but I'm not too. I mean, I'm a little surprised that the trophy truck specs are faster.
How do you feel? They did run earlier. What's your opinion on mixing spec and trophy trucks?
Like if they should be mixed on the starting order?
Yeah,
I think you should mix them all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would start the specs in front of Class 1, in my opinion, as well.
I've definitely spent some time
behind them every race for the last few years.
Right. I've definitely spent some time behind a slower trophy truck and slower Class 1 cars.
The argument for not mixing them, the best argument that I've heard is the problem is if you do mix all of them, and say you now have 70 vehicles in the class, right?
Yes.
And then you have someone that has a bad qualifier, and they're now starting 70th.
Correct.
And another guy in their class is starting first. You have 69 vehicles between them.
That's true.
That aren't necessarily in their same class. So it's kind of a very big disadvantage to have a bad qualifying run at that point. It really kind of screws you. That's the biggest argument I've heard about not combining them.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
It does. At the same time, I kind of feel like if you have a bad run, maybe you'd be a little bit more conservative in qualifying, knowing that you really have to have a good run, because if you do mess up, you're going to be 69th out of 70, you know? So maybe you drive a little smarter in qualifying. Of course, stuff happens and mechanical failures and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. So far, they haven't mixed them. They did mix the two-wheel drives, the Legends, and the trophy trucks. They're all mixed, as they should be. Here's Adam Householder getting the 10-second sign.
24T Adam Householder in a 19 Industries truck. You'll see that he's got 2 sticks on the dashboard. He's got a sequential transmission in that truck, so he'll be partying with the stick on the right and slowing down with the one on the left.
So why doesn't he use the paddles?
I don't know. We have to ask
like
Adam
the paddles,
that.
I guess. Sure. I mean, he could, right?
I would think so.
Everyone else has the sequential with the paddles.
Maybe he just likes to party. I don't know.
Yeah. that's a look at Adam Householder's in-car there. Pretty cool shots we're getting there with Starstream. It's awesome, like we've been talking about with Starlink technology and some of the Starstream and other camera systems that people are using now. We get to watch live as it's happening from inside the cab in Baja. Pretty freaking cool.
Pretty amazing, honestly. We got a time split here for Ryan Daniel, 2 minutes, 27.7 seconds. That's putting him actually above Roberto Romo on splits. And we have his finish time here.
Oh, new leader.
All right,
in
Ryan
two-wheel
Daniel.
drive.
Yeah, in two-wheel drive trophy truck. We got 4 minutes, 51.311 seconds. So what is that, 4 seconds faster than Roberto Romo?
That was actually really fast.
Hot run right there,
That is a way fast time. We have Steve Strobel came in as well with a 5:03.107. He's in the 5th position. But yeah, Ryan Daniel just jumped right up to the 10th overall.
Wow.
Okay.
Impressive.
We'll see where Adam's at, because Adams was one of my fast picks, of course, in two-wheel drive.
Yeah,
him and Ryan.
Adam just coming off a big win up there in Nevada, doing a great job. Always love seeing this team do well.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. We got a split for him. 228.
Sure, yeah, 228. I think Dave Taylor's or Ryan Daniels was 227, so he's right there.
He's right there.
So you got a race going on here.
All right, let's see what Adam can do. Can he put it in the 9th position? He would have to beat a 450, just 1 second faster than what Ryan just did. He'd have to knock Tracy Graff down. Tracy Graff is sitting in 9th with a 450.4. We'll see. And then off the line here, I think this is going to be Chad Broughton.
In the 2T.
Got the number 2, the pistol number 2 there, if you notice that. A tribute. Chad's actually married to one of Pistol Pete's daughters, Paige. Always cool to see them out there racing, using pistols number 2. We'll see what they can do while we're waiting for them to go. We're waiting on Adam Householder to come into the finish. He should be about a minute and a half away from finishing his run. We have about 7 or 8 more cars to go in the two-wheel drive class, and then we are going to have our Trophy Truck Legends coming up as well. Now, the Legends class is not split. It's not split between all drive and two-wheel drive yet, I guess I'll say. But we're going to have a few of both in there. I think it's actually mostly all-wheel drive, looking down the list. There's a lot of, that's maybe half and half. Got about 4 all-wheel drives, maybe?
1, 2, yeah, 3. 3? Or who's this one?
Yeah, maybe 3.
You see this turn, how it's just kind of falling apart from the beginning of the day. If you tuned in earlier this morning when we were watching the spec trucks go around that corner, that was a nice flat turn with 2 line options. Now you just see multiple big grooved out silt turns, and it's kind of slowing everybody down as they come into that tree turn there.
Yeah, Vince was rolled on that first corner, which you couldn't even barely go fast enough to roll in that corner. Now it's so soft, it looks like. I mean, when he came through there, he was first, and it was just flat. All right, we got Adam Householder in with a time, scrolling up to find it, and he, let's see, he did not beat Ryan, he beat Roberto Romo. So Adam Householder 11th.
Wow, but look at that time. 0.2 of a second. Oh, 53.
Yeah, 4:53.122. So 11th position for Adam Householder there. You can see he's finishing his run right there.
Great run, Adam.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to get 8th. They might get 9th, but I mean 8th is 5 seconds faster than 9th place, and they're sitting in 10th right now. So
yeah, looking
that's
down
a
this
lot
list,
of time.
Whetstone potentially.
Whetstone maybe. Honestly, that's really it. I think. Maybe the Gaunts, I don't know what engine they have in their truck.
True, yeah.
If they put a big engine in there, or if they still have the spec engine.
Tucker, if you're watching, what engine's in the Gaunts truck?
Yeah, depending on what engine the Gaunts have, that could play a factor.
Is the 18T, Rubik Racing, Nick Whetstone going off the start line?
right, we should have a split time pretty soon here. Yeah, Chad Broughton, 2:37 for the 2T.
Getting a little loose there.
All right, here we go. Nick Whetstone, he said 18T off the line. This could be a fast one. Nick's done, he has not done a lot of Mexico. Is this his first Mexico race even?
I'm not confident in answering that. I believe he has ran down here before, but I could absolutely be wrong.
Yeah, I'd have to, someone will text us and let us know. I know he hasn't done a ton down here. I think Baja Brian is riding with them this year down here.
A time split here.
Oh, kind of blew that corner. He's on the inside there, launching it over the berm there on the exit.
Party time.
Putting on a show. We always like to see shows. Makes it exciting.
Got to make the highlight reels. Give us all something to watch on YouTube for the rest of the month while we all wait for the Baja 500 to come up.
Yeah. Oh, Gaunt's running an LS3 still. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think they're going to be a competitor for the top here. I think the course is so soft now. It's going to be tough with the lack of horsepower there.
Here. So here's the 81T of Tommy Phelan. Another Rubik entry, Rubik Racing entry. Should have a time here pretty soon for Nick Whetstone.
Yeah, so there we go. I got confirmation on Nick Whetstone. This is the first time he's racing Baja on his own truck. He did race the Baja 1000 last year with Tracy Poole.
Tracy Poole, right.
So I knew I hadn't seen his truck down here before. So first time for driver of record for him down here with his own truck. Got Tommy Phelan going to be next here. So this is another new name. Now he is running the same number but backwards from Nick Whetstone, and it's the same looking truck. So obviously these guys are teammates. One is the 18T and one is the 81T. They both got the Rubik Racing on there. So Tommy Phelan, I am not familiar at all with him. So I don't know anything to tell you guys about him. We'll see how Tommy does today. Let's see, we should have a time. Did we get a Chad Broughton time? Did you read that off? Let's see.
Yeah, it should have came up.
18th. There he is.
Yeah.
All right, Chad Broughton, 18th, 8 in class with a 5:11, 7:38.
We got a time split here for Nick Whetstone in the 18T at 2:31.6.
2:31?
Yep.
All right, so he is currently 4 seconds behind Ryan Daniel for the two-wheel drive lead at the halfway point.
Getting a little loose there.
So Tommy Phelan, and we should have Steve Olagus going next, and then Maverick Gaunt with their spec truck that they entered in the two-wheel drive trophy truck class. Still got the LS in it. We got a few more going here, and then we will be on to our legends to wrap up the day.
Good steady run here from the 81T.
Yeah, looking pretty good so far. I mean, I assume this is his first time qualifying because I have never seen him qualify before. So first time in Baja qualifying. So you just want to go out there like we were talking about earlier. Don't do anything too crazy. Just go get a good finish, get a good starting spot for Saturday, and bring the truck back in one piece.
That is always something to remember. Races on Saturday. Should have a time here for the 18T. Yep, we're coming in here. What is that? Third in two-wheel drive, 12th overall with a 4-minute 56.035.
For Nick Whetstone.
Yeah, just barely nudged Roberto Romo Jr. out for that spot.
And is right behind Householder by 3 seconds. But yeah, 0.3 of a second is all it took that he got on Romo there.
Right.
So 0.3 of a second between him and Romo.
Next here is the 51T of Steve Olgas. I believe him and Mark Newhand will be splitting this race up. I saw Mark down there pre-running in his beautiful OBS F-150 truck.
Yeah, it's a nice truck, huh?
Yeah, very, very nice. So it's definitely a team to do something cool down here in Mexico. Lots and lots of miles together.
Oh yeah, Mark Newhand, tons of experience between driving, riding, building trucks, everything.
Yeah, plethora of knowledge and information, always there to lend a hand.
Very nice guy.
Yeah, 51T here off the line. We saw his son, Jack Olgas, put down a heater of a qualifier earlier today in his brand new 19 Industries truck. Cool to see the family progress in racing, the next generation of Olgases out here on the racetrack, doing the thing. Oh, looks like he did the exact same thing Cameron Steele did.
Oh,
yeah.
That
inside line, went through the hoops there. That's all right. Didn't slow him down as much as it did Cameron. He's still on the move.
It's probably he saw Cameron's tracks going over there now that he went over there and thought that was the line, right?
Awesome.
Once one person goes, it makes it easier for the others to follow, following the tracks.
Cameron saw that and probably thought he could double it. Thought he was in a Krusty Demons video or something.
Yeah.
A little flashback to the past.
All right, so we got a split here. Tommy Phelan is at 242.
Let's see here. Yep.
So not the quickest, but like we said, I believe this is his first race qualifying that I've seen him.
Driving a trophy truck's no easy task, man. These are kind of wild machines to manage and handle, and then to drive them at the absolute limit, which is what you got to do to get them up there in the top. So it's not something you really jump into and be extremely successul in unless you've got some other form of wild racing background of potentially just crashing the entire time you're driving.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen guys come out, other races, and they come out and they're just, class champions, winners in other forms of motorsports. They come out and they can't drive off-road.
Right.
It's just because you're fast on the road or in something else. What was it, like Jensen Button or whoever it was, came out to the Mint race, I believe, and just got nerfed all over the place, and you're like, what's going on here? It's a totally different, obviously the guy's a world-class driver in the sport that he does, but you come out here and you drive these things, it's a lot different. You try to take a 6,000-pound truck around a course at speed,
right, in the dirt
without being able to see where you're going some of the time, in dust, and it adds a lot to it.
I think maybe the closest thing, maybe like offshore boat racing, potentially the ups and the downs and the unpredictable terrain and all that.
I mean, maybe WRC rally or something, but they know the course more. It's obviously a lot smoother, but they're going way faster, and the precision has to be so precise. Literally an inch off the corner and you're done. And you're wadded up.
Yeah.
Where these, you could go off into a bush or whatever. It was a lot more forgiving.
Right. Offline here's the 42T of Maverick Gaunt.
Oh, they got the wing?
They got a wing.
I see the wing. There it is. They brought it back. All right, that's what we were talking about earlier. They brought this thing out with this wing, and everybody's like, what the heck is that thing? And then they went out there, and they actually qualified pretty fast. So obviously, it seemed like it helped them a bit. They did take it off for the race, clearly. But in qualifying, they brought it back.
Yeah. I wonder how you transport that thing. Fit in a box truck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whoa! Holmes got it up on the bike there for a little bit. That just means you're pushing hard. Keep going, guys.
All right, so Steve Olgas at 2:38. Oh, Tommy Phelan finished here. Did we read this time? 5:22.975. So he's currently in 24th position.
Yep.
So he finished. That's good.
We got a time split here for Steve Olgas in the 51T with 2 minutes, 38.2 seconds.
Okay, just kind of cruising around.
Tucker says the wing goes in the box fan.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer. That's how they transport the wing.
Thank you, Tucker, for the information.
Look at how deep that corner's getting now. Yeah,
very deep.
You can carry no speed through that thing. I mean, Vince was hauling ass when he came through there. You could turn that truck full turn and it won't even roll over now.
Right. Dodge the tree here. I think that tree's the one that took Tim Wilson out earlier.
Yeah. All right, so only a couple cars left in this class, and then we're going to be on to our Legends class. I think this could be the last one unless we have...
Adler, Miller, Perez, and Diaz.
I don't see some of them on our time, though, so I don't know if they're going to qualify. So we'll wait and see here.
Yeah, we might be moving on to the Trophy Truck Legends class, which is mentioned before.
I see Miller actually on the bottom here in Perez. I don't see Adler.
No Lur, huh?
He's not on this other list either, so I don't think he's going here. All right, Steve Olagus is in the 20th position, 10th in two-wheel drive with a 5:12.964.
Great run, Steve. Should have a time split here for Maverick Gaunt pretty soon. And then going off the line here is the 40T of Chris Miller.
There you go.
Geyser Brothers truck there.
The Cantina Racing guys. So 40T going off next. Literally in any second here. There we go.
Get the 40T's off.
Chris Miller out on course.
Got a time split here for Maverick Gaunt with 2 minutes 37 seconds.
Yeah, this course is just getting deteriorated because these two-wheel drive trucks are just they're not turning in the times that the spec trucks were. That's for sure.
No, they're getting eaten up for sure.
So I wonder if the next race these guys are going to ask to go before
the other
vehicles.
I was kind of curious as to why the order went the way it did. You would think that you would run the all-wheel drives. In the past with qualifying, it's always the fastest, most abrasive class goes last. So I'm confused as to why they went so early.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of complaining in the sport, and I have a feeling that that's going to be the next complaint. I almost guarantee that that's going to be somebody in the two-wheel drive class is going to complain that they had to go after the all-wheel drives after they complained about having to race against the all-wheel drives. So we'll see. I think you just go out there and race your car and see what happens.
Right.
Everybody's got the same playing field.
Right. It's all a race against the clock. But if you're just tuning in, you're joining us live here for the Method Race Wheel San Felipe 250 qualifier in beautiful San Felipe. We are just wrapping up the two-wheel drive trophy truck class, and we'll be moving on to the trophy truck legends. We saw the all-wheel drive trophy trucks go just before these guys, and then earlier this morning we watched the trophy truck specs, which will be available to rewatch on YouTube if you go to Score International and check that out. You can also tune in tomorrow and watch Tech and Contingency, and then absolutely spend some time on Saturday watching the live broadcast of the race.
All right, we got the Gaunts in, Maverick Gaunt in the 19th position, 9th in trophy truck two-wheel drive with their spec engine, 506. So kind of as expected, we didn't expect them to be at the top when they have 525 horsepower, and others in this class have 1,100 plus horsepower.
Right. So next off the line, we're not quite sure who this is. We have to get an aerial view. If we're moving into the legends, it will be the 1L of Gustavo Vildosa Sr.
Could be Mike Perez.
But it might be Mike Perez.
I'm going to guess, just because I see one on the bottom, very bottom of our timer here, the 95T.
No, right. I see it way down there.
That's just a guess. We'll see.
That does look silver. That does not look white.
No, it's definitely silver. So we didn't see Conrad Diaz, right?
Correct. Now the 95T of Mike Perez is a new name for us. Yep, that is a Brenthal truck, so that will be the 95T of Mike Perez.
Okay. So this most likely is a rental driver, I would assume.
Correct.
So Brenthal has a great arrive and drive program. If you guys have never raced a race car before and you want to show up and literally arrive and drive, you can rent one And seeing as Mike Perez is from Houston, Texas, and I don't recognize the name, I'm going to guess that this is a rental. Right. Drive it like you stole it.
Yeah, they also offer a great service out there in Johnson Valley where you can spend a day driving a truck with an instructor. You spend the first half of the day learning to wheel the thing a little bit, and then they let you loose out there in the desert and run around their little testing course out there. So Brenthal definitely doing their best to bring new people into the sport and, you know, widening the horizons a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's good, it's cool. I mean, it's good that they have qualifying too, because with a random draw, you wouldn't necessarily want a rental driver starting in the middle of a class of this caliber. But at least here, if you come out and you qualify well, you at least earned it. So you might not be a total donkey.
Yeah. Well, Mike Perez, 95T, doing a great job if this is his first time racing a trophy truck.
Oh, he owns it. Okay, he owns it.
Oh, all right.
We just got told he owns it, so let me see if he's...
Fish is getting some info here.
Yeah.
Right on, Mike. Shooting some dirt, doing the thing.
So we will get some more info on Mike Perez for you guys from Houston, Texas.
Silver looks good out there. Gotta make sure your truck stands out or else you don't get any pictures taken.
Yeah. That's the other thing. When you're in the middle of the desert and you're hauling ass and you see a bunch of people standing by something, it's usually good to check up just a little bit if you're not sure exactly what they're standing on, because most times they're not just standing there because there's nothing there.
Unless High Rev Jason's giving you a big thumbs up, then you might be all right.
Yeah.
And we will be moving on here. What do we got going on next? It looks like we just missed the 1L of Gustavo Vildoso Sr. taking off. Our first Trophy Truck Legends truck. Driven by Ricky Johnson. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks to go. And that'll conclude our Method Race Wheel San Felipe 250 qualifier. Oh no, the 1L's in the back. What do we got going on here? Looks like seniors in the back. Maybe our list is just a touch off here. So we got Rolf taking off first. We got time split for Mike Perez in the 95T. 2 minutes, 51.9 seconds.
Yeah, the 1L was supposed to be first up there, but they're not, huh?
No.
There goes the 37L. That is Rick Johnson driving it. So one of the 3 or 4 Rick Johnsons that we have out here today is Rick D. Johnson. He's going to be driving that. Usually Ricky Johnson is his navigator.
Oh, there you go.
His son, Ricky Johnson.
Nice. Yeah, read through their sponsor list here. Fox Shocks, Joe Gibbs engines. So that means this has got one of them big old nasty high RPM engines.
Yeah, this is going to be, there's going to be a couple cars in the Legends class here that definitely are capable of finishing very high up in the overall.
Right.
I mean, even the top 3 spots. So you have, you got Ricky Johnson driving out there. You have Larry Rossler in a Mason all-wheel drive, which is the old Mike Walser truck, the Payne entry. So that's a very fast truck that's qualified high up and one of the best drivers out there in it. So definitely we could see a shakeup here coming from some of these trucks at the end here. All right, so we are still waiting. Let's see, what time was Mike Perez at? I didn't write that down.
We got time split. 2 minutes, 51.9 seconds.
All right, and then we have, let's see, Chris Miller. Where was he?
Chris Miller
22nd.
Yep.
5:13 for Chris Miller. 5:13, 8:51. Waiting on Mike Perez is at, what do you say, 2:51 at the time split. So a little bit behind. You're going to pick it up on the second half here. Sounds like he's done a couple races last year, maybe. But this is one of his first main races, it sounds like. But he does own the truck. It's not a rental. 99L is lined up next. This is going to be Sean Runyon here from Hillard, Ohio. You got Jeremy Dickerson riding with him on the entry list. Maybe he's the driver, second driver. That's all we got listed. Columbus Steel. These guys from Columbus, Ohio in the area. All right, Mike Perez is in with a 539. And we're told it's an LS3 also, or somebody said that. No, it's got a different engine. All right, the 99L, Sean Runyon. Off the line. All right, only a few cars left today for our Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 qualifier. If you're just joining us, sitting at the top of the board is Tavo Vadosola by 0.2 of a second over Bryce Menzies in second. Luke McMillan is in third. Alan Impudia is in fourth. Justin Lofton is fifth. Robbie Gordon is sixth. Yes, I did say Robbie Gordon. He is back in Baja racing once again, and you guys will be asking where he is every second of every minute of every hour on Saturday.
I can't wait to tune in on Saturday and send you some messages.
There, look at that.
Hey,
Oh,
we got it.
See, Cameron, that's how you take that line right
double
there.
That thing up,
look
pal.
at that. Yeah, Sean just showed you up, Cameron.
That's it.
Come on.
Got to put a 1 in front of that 99.
That was some of the most
action.
exciting thing we've seen this afternoon, actually.
Yeah. Solid run,
yeah.
Sean.
I like it. Who is this guy from Ohio? He comes down here to Baja. He's like, let me show you guys how to take that line.
Ohio isn't just for lovers, huh? It's for jumpers too, I guess.
Apparently. All right, so he's in a rental question. Does he own it, or is that a rental? Someone will let us know that as well.
Oh,
get a little wide there. Oh, dude, he is. Okay, this is how you do it. You stay on the gas, right?
What was
this guy
Sean's
knows
business?
how to do that.
Was it gardening? I can't remember.
Steel.
Columbus
Steel.
Excavation Services.
Excavation. He's currently excavating on the outside of some corners here.
Good run, Sean.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should have a time in here for Rolf, right? Let's see where we at.
Oh, we're told that Sean has rolled the last 2 qualifiers. So, I mean, from watching him, I don't know if I believe that or not, right? I don't see how he would possibly do that.
We got Rolf coming in with a 4-minute 50.861, which is first in Legends so far and 10th overall.
What was that? That was Rolf there in the 37. So Rick Johnson.
And then next on the line here will be the 1L of Gustavo Vildosola Sr., piloted by Rick E. Johnson.
Yeah, 450.861.
Another Method Race Wheel entry here.
Well, you know what we have here? We have our official highest two-wheel drive because they already went.
Right.
It's going to be Ryan Daniel in 11th.
We were both wrong.
So we gave him too much credit. I honestly thought.
What was Jason McNeil's time?
Well,
would he be?
He was fast. He was faster than McNeil. So Ryan Daniel was a 451.
Oh, okay.
McNeil was a 453.
Wow.
So he was
2 seconds.
2 seconds faster than Jason McNeil earlier. But your first place two-wheel drive is going to be starting 11th overall on Saturday.
Impressive. And of course, like San Felipe, there is a chance. You run hard, you might land up front, maybe.
I
like to be optimistic.
Maybe. Sure.
I want to see Toby do something cool from the back.
Oh, I was talking about the two-wheel drive.
Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, here's Ricky Johnson driving the 1L. He is always fast. This could be a top 3 qualifier right here. Ricky Johnson definitely fast. You got to keep an eye on his split time because he is going to be up towards the top for sure. We have Sean Runyon was at 2:48 on Sean's time. Hopefully he can finish his time and get a good run there in his legend entry. So Runyon and Ziegler both just put 427 cubic inch LS engines in those trucks.
Party on.
So there you go. So Runyon and Ziegler have big engines in those trucks. Something's fast outside going by.
Holy smokes. Maybe they're qualifying too.
Yeah, qualifying going outside score building here. All right, so we're down to our last few trucks going to go here. We're going to have Wade Porter, Shane Lewis maybe. Depends on who starts here. David Payne still going to go. But right now on course we have Sean Runyon, who looked very fast earlier.
Doing some stunts.
Yeah, doing some stunts, taking some creative lines, staying on the gas, which saved him in a couple corners that we've seen so far. Sean should be finishing any second here. And then Gustavo Vadosola Sr.'s truck is out there with Ricky Johnson, Supercross Ricky Johnson driving it. Those are our two trucks that are on course right now. And we got about maybe four more trucks to go, maybe 3 or 4. We'll see who shows up here at the end. And Sean is in. Okay, so Sean Runyon, he definitely had a bad second half, it looks like.
True,
5:34 all the way back in 29th position.
Getting ready to send off our next truck here. Is that the Payne entry there, maybe? Looks like the black, white, and blue. Or is that Porter? We'll see here in a second.
It's going to be Payne. So here we go. This is going to be Larry Rossler behind the wheel of the ex-Walser Racing truck. Now Payne Racing.
One fast dude wheeling this machine.
This could very well be a fast time right here. I mean, it's going to be a fast time. It could very well be one of the fastest times of the day. The course is just so chewed up now, though. It's going to be really tough to be up there. Those berms
it was
and
tough
everything are so big.
when the first couple trucks went around, and now we've had almost 40 guys go around.
Yeah.
And it's just getting chewed up, I'll tell you.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's see what Larry can do. LR out there. We were talking about this earlier. We believe he has the most. Does he have the most wins in Baja?
I don't know. We were looking at the sign.
Be close to it.
Yeah.
And gets the most Baja 1000 overalls. And we said Rob Back had a lot of wins on that other list too. But yeah, one of the most winning drivers right here in Baja, Larry Rossler behind the wheel. Used to race bikes. Like we said, get a bike guy, put him behind the wheel, gonna be fast. Drove for many years with the Terrible Herbs team. Used to drive the Land Shark in Class 1. Should also win the overall most of the time. He's driven with a couple different people throughout the years. Drove with Cantina for a little bit. Cantina Racing. He drove with Luke McMillan before. Lots of experience in Baja. Probably the most out of everybody that's out here today.
And we got a finish line here for the Valdosta entry. I'm going to start at the top and scroll down.
Yeah, where are we at here?
Whoa, all right, 9th overall.
Well, 9th, okay.
Now our fastest Legends truck with 4:46.413. Great run there for the Valdosta camp.
Yeah.
Should be getting a time split here pretty soon for the 61L of David Payne. Looks like the 53L on the line here of Wade Porter.
Yeah, well, we got two trucks left, it looks like. 2 to go.
We got a time split here for the 61L of David Payne with Larry Rossler driving with 2:32, which is a pretty respectful speed here. That'll put him up there in the 17th spot for a split time.
We'll go Wade Porter off the line. Second to last vehicle on the 53L. Second to last Legends entry. Finished 5th at the Baja 1000 in the Trophy Truck Legends class. Yeah, so right now, David Payne entry with Larry Rossler driving is the one to keep an eye on. See how high up he can go. But a 232 is well off the pace of the top guys over there. That shows you how much that course is getting chewed up. I mean, Tavo did a 218 at halfway. Right. And Larry is in the same type of vehicle, Mason all-wheel drive, as Tavo. Obviously, very fast driver. He would not normally be that far off of his time.
All of 15 seconds slower.
Yeah. All right, so two cars to go here at the Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 Qualifier, coming to you guys live today from down in San Felipe, Mexico, just north of town on our 4.2 mile qualifying course. The race will be on Saturday morning. First, we'll get the bikes off early in the morning, leave a big gap, and then I think 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock is the actual, 9 or 10 is the start. One of those.
Something like that.
Is the start of the race. And then we'll see. It's going to be a fast race. I think 4.5 hours is going to be the longest probably that it's going to be for our lead truck to come around. It's probably about 4.5 hours or so for the winner. The bikes will be finishing literally as soon as the last car is going off the line. The bikes might actually finish before all the cars are off the line. It's going to be very close. Super fast course. Uses a lot of the washes down south. This year, a little bit different. Usually there's only maybe 1 or 2 washes that it goes into, but you got Matomi, Watamote, you got all those washes are being used down there this year, at least some bit from all of them. So it's going to be pretty fun.
Looks like we got a time in here.
Who do we got?
Let's see, I'm scrolling down through here.
David Payne?
Yeah, should be the David Payne entry. In the 16th overall, 3rd L, 4 minute 58.333.
All right, so Larry Rossler is in the 16th overall position, 3rd in the Trophy Truck Legends, but he will start 16th on Saturday.
Now, is that the 25L of Winkleman, or is that the 74?
Looks like it's going to be the 74, because that's the last one I have on our timing sheet.
Yep, I believe you're right.
So Shane Lewis should be our last vehicle. And then I did have the 87 Dallas Luttrell on here, so I don't know if they started their qualifying or their practice lap and then had a problem.
It's a possibility.
Because normally everybody that's on this timing one computer means that they were there to have clicked off the timer.
It's the 74L of Shane Lewis, our last qualifier today for the Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 Qualifier.
All right, so we're going to watch Shane Lewis's run here, and then we're going to take a quick break and gather all of the numbers and then come back to you with our final leaderboard before we sign off for the day. So stay tuned after Shane Lewis's run here. Wade Porter has a split time of 2:45, it looks like. So, of course, it's definitely getting really slow here at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Getting really torn up.
Super chewed up. Big ruts.
All right, so Dallas's truck did not make it down here. They're still getting it ready. So it's going to be ready for the next race. They were doing engine swapping it and stuff. So Dallas Luttrell will not be racing. That's why we didn't get a time for him today.
'74 Shane Lewis here. You can see, if you tuned in earlier this morning, if you did use a PTO day to sit on your couch and watch Fish and I on the television screen all day during the Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 Qualifier, you will have seen the spec trucks moving a lot quicker around this course before it was so chewed up by, what is that, 70 race vehicles so far?
Yeah, we had 40 and 30. Yeah, 40 and 29 or something. So that's a lot of vehicles.
4 plus 3, carry the 1.
Maybe a couple didn't start, so yeah, maybe 69.
A substantial amount of vehicles have gone around this track with 40-inch tall tires, tearing it up, chewing it up, creating some really bad two-tracks, washouts, and berms. And you'll notice that some of these vehicles are moving just a touch slower.
Yeah. All right, well, there we go. The drone had to land to change the batteries, so that's probably going to be the last review for right now. So we have just Shane Lewis is back out there on course, and Wade Porter is in with a 526. I don't know if we read that one or not yet. So Wade Porter in 31st position overall, and then we just have Shane Lewis out there on course, and he's going to be our last car on course today. So we're going to take a quick break. We are going to get all of our times put together here. We're going to get a leaderboard for you guys, so if you just joined us and you want to know who's at the top, just stay tuned for a couple minutes. We'll be right back and have our final results for you guys.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado, because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
From an early age, we race. It's part of who we are. It's in our DNA. For some, the need to keep pushing fuels our lives. At VP Racing, we pour everything we have into creating the industry's best products. For those who put it all on the line, whether it's the track or the trail or wherever you race, they say you can't win them all, but you can sure as hell try. VP Racing, win every race.
Dame una bomba de agua.
¿Tienes anticongelante?
Para tu auto o tu taller, en AutoZone estamos para ti. Con más de 100,000 números de parte disponibles y una gran variedad de productos. Con AutoZone.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
Hey Nick, can you hear me? Oh yeah. I might have to change the rear sprocket. Wow, this is beautiful. It rides really good. Crossing the road now.
Copy that.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
Welcome to Baja California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja California, where everyone is always welcome.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Method Race Wheels San Felipe 250 qualifier for the start of the 2025 season. I'm Austin Fish-Farner, and this is Nick Eisenhower. And these are your SCORE Trophy Truck qualifying results. Who do we got there on number one?
Number one spot was your pick, Tavo Vildosa. With real fast.
Oh,
man on a mission.
There we go.
Followed up in the number 2 spot by Bryce Menzies. And then round out your top 3 is Luke McMillan, followed by Alan Ampudia, Justin Lofton, the one and only Robbie Gordon in the number 6 spot in the twin-engine four-wheel drive truck.
Yes.
Kevin Thompson, Rob McCachran, Tracy Graff, and the top 10 rounded out with Jonathan Brenthal.
Now keep in mind these are in class and they will be starting mixed. In the Trophy Truck Legends class, we had Gustavo Vildosa Sr., Ricky Johnson was number 1. We got Rolf Helland, Rick Johnson, number 2. We have Larry Rossler driving the David Payne entry in 3rd. We got Wade Porter in 4th, Shane Lewis in 5th, and Sean Runyon in 6th. Once again, they will be mixed in with where they finished today. And then I believe we have our Trophy Truck two-wheel drive too. If we get that slide up here for you, if we have it. There it is. Who do we got there?
So leading us off, we've got Ryan Daniel in the 28T, followed by Adam Householder in the 24T. Nick Whetstone in the 3rd position, Roberto Romo Jr. in number 4, Cameron Steele number 5, Tim Herbst, Steve Strobel, Sam Baldy, Maverick Gaunt with the LS3, and then rounding out our top 10 is Chad Broughton in the 2T.
There we go. I believe that is Alan Pfluger's old truck that was in first there, the 28T.
Oh, maybe.
Could be wrong, but it did look like it off the line. Earlier, if you guys tuned in, this was our Trophy Truck spec from earlier. So Jason McNeil is going to be first. Jordan Brenthal with Abdali Lopez driving the truck is going to be second. EJ Herbst 3rd. Jorge Sampatero 4th. Colton Husted 5th. Bryce Swaim, Justin Davis, Bel Soto, Jack Oligas, and Sean Geiser are your top 10 in the Trophy Truck spec class on Saturday.
Those are some stacked fields of trucks.
It is.
All really close on time for qualifying, and it's going to be some insane racing, in my opinion, on Saturday.
It is. And on Saturday, here's what we have to look forward to for the San Felipe race.
We've got people coming in from over 20 states in the United States. We got people coming from 17 different countries around the world. I mean, this is a massive global event. King Shock, San Felipe 250. Well, we've got a wild journey ahead of us. Let's go down to race start with Rat.
And that's the Trophy Truck of Bryce Menzies leaving the line. You could check it out live all day long on our SCORE Off-Road app, YouTube, and ScoreInternational.com.
Oh.
Got to write it down.
Got a guy down right there.
Watch out for this blackout.
This technology is groundbreaking for this style of racing.
We're getting content sent to us in real time, perspectives, vantage points that you never ever got to see. We're out in the middle of Baja here. Like, what we're trying to pull off right now is no easy feat.
Look at these guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's quick, he's fast at anything he does. Congratulations to you guys once again. You're going to be proud taking this one home back to Bolivia.
Hell yeah. All right, so that's the action that we can look forward to on Saturday. But first, tomorrow, we are going to kick off with contingency and tech at 8 a.m. tomorrow. You will be able to watch that live here on the SCORE YouTube channel, on the SCORE website. Tune in for that. And then on Saturday at 6 a.m. is going to be the motorcycle and quad start. They're going to get a bit of a head start, and then we're going to have our trucks start at 10 a.m. on Saturday, so that's going to be the four-wheel start. We're estimating that your first moto is going to finish around 10 a.m., so literally right in the middle of the four-wheel start will be our first moto finish. They're going to hold them and wait for interviews until the cars start, so you guys will get to hear the interviews. And then the unofficial trophy truck, they're guessing is going to be somewhere around 2:15. I'm going to guess a little bit closer to 2:30, but somewhere around there is going to be the first trophy truck finisher. Are you pretty excited for this race? What do you think?
I'm so excited. I will be heading down tomorrow morning bright and early. Going to check out tech for a little bit, and then I will be putting fuel and tires in some race cars. So I'm excited to check it out.
All right, we'll have fun down there. Big thanks to everyone who tuned in today. You know, join back in at those times there. Myself, I will be doing my fish logistics updates on Saturday every hour. So watch this broadcast, and then every hour on the hour, come over to fish logistics, watch my quick little update, and then come back here and watch the rest of the live action. And we will be, next time you'll see me and Nick will probably be the Baja 500 qualifier.
Yeah. Did you know this is our 3rd year doing this? I just thought about
this.
3-year anniversary of Fish and I.
Oh, that's
Isn't
cute.
This great?
I'll have to get some roses.
You better bring
you want to go out to dinner?
No,
maybe I'll take him out to dinner.
I got work to do, dude. I don't have time to get to dinner. Get out of here with this.
All right, well, thanks again, everybody, for joining in today. For those of you guys that are asking, the tie is real. And yes, I did tie it myself. Actually, first time. Got it right first time. One and done. One and done. Just like other things in life. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in today, everybody. We will see you guys. We'll see you tomorrow here, and then on Saturday, and we will see you at the Baja 500.
See you at 500.
Have a good day.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado, because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Hey Nick, can you hear me? Oh yeah. I might have to pay the rear socket. Wow, this is beautiful. It rides really good. Crossing the road now.
Copy that.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
If you want to see more about off-road racing and SCORE, go check out the SCORE Journal. It's really cool. Take care.
Hi guys, Thor Herbst here with Terrible Herbst Motorsports, sponsored by Monster Energy. And we got SCORE Journal Magazine here, and if you don't read SCORE Journal Magazine, you don't know anything about racing.
For all the latest action in off-road racing, be sure to watch the SCORE Journal, and you'll see a couple pictures of me.